Positively Balanced Conversations. I'm Cassandra McCoy, owner and operator of Positively Balanced LLC. During these podcasts, I will bring in many health, wellness, fitness, and rehab specialists to discuss a variety of topics. We will cover everything from exercises to help you live better, health tips to improve your well-being, ways that you can incorporate other fitness techniques into your repertoire, and much, much more. So tune in, enjoy, and share. Thanks, everyone. Joining me today is Jackie Badger. Jackie has taught fitness classes for over 25 years in a variety of settings. She's held a position as a fitness director in a gym, has been a group fitness instructor, and an apprentice for over a year. Jackie is Minnesota's first certified Essentrics Instructor and is the only fully certified Level 4 instructor in the state. Welcome, Jackie.
Hi.
Well, welcome. We have known each other for a while via Facebook, and then also we got to meet live in person at an Essentrics training in Colorado just this year.
Right.
And we've always had these lovely little conversations where we converse over a variety of topics because we are fellow fitness nerds and anatomy nerds. So it's been a good journey. But today we were going to address certain issues that we have discussed at length. One of those being, is your fitness doing more harm than good? So without further ado, go ahead and say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be here.
So on this topic of, is your fitness doing more harm than good? We've talked about, listening to your body, staying away from pain whenever you're doing workouts, these different concepts that we have been discussing in Essentrics and in just fitness in general. But as we've noticed from recent articles that have been coming out, it's kind of become an issue. But with your experience, you've seen it for how many years now?
Oh, years and years. I taught fitness classes back in the late 80s and early 90s, so I've been around for a while. And the common thread is I don't think it's a real popular thing to be told to listen to your body, because I think we all seem to think that the less is more mentality isn't any good for us, and that, the whole go hard or go home or beast mode types of workout are really what we need to do to get in shape.
We've seen that. We've seen that go big or go home, or no pain, no gain. I mean, that's a regular sort of cliche poster that we see in many gyms.
Right. And Americans in general, they don't like to be told to slow down or to rest. So they don't like to be told that they can take a break and listen to their body. That's sort of a negative with society right now.
That's very true. And, fitness, it means a lot of different things to many different people. And on that topic, I mean, some people, that's what they kind of have resonated with, that go big or go home, that push until you drop the weight, push until you collapse on your mat. And it's not a new thing. I mean, we've seen it in CrossFit, but even CrossFit can be good if you're not pushing yourself to where you reach this certain extent of overload. But I think it's important to note that some people, they thrive off of that. They thrive off of the no pain, no gain, whereas others who are just now coming into fitness or are not at a certain level, they go into a class where somebody tells them, all right, you got to do 50 more, or let's add on 20 more pounds. And they're kind of put in this situation of, oh, you have to do 20 more pounds or you won't get fit, or you won't, they're put in that situation. And I don't think that is helping the situation much.
Right. They feel they're, it's almost a peer pressure situation being in the class, and they're kind of looking around the room wondering if everyone else is doing the same, and kind of that, I'm going to push through this, I can do this, I'm going to rise above. And then they end up getting into a little trouble with that, and the class that they came to, because they want to do something good for themselves, they're trying to, improve their fitness level and get healthy, instead is creating, a lot of stiffness and harm afterwards. And it's not sustainable. That person that ends up for that first time in the class, they're not going to come back either if it's, a horrible, excruciating experience for them.
Very true. And we talk about, is it manageable? Is it a long-term sustainable action or fitness regime that you are diving into? Whenever somebody approaches me for private sessions or group sessions, I'm always telling them to abide by that little Goldilocks rule. You
right.
you can have too little of movement and exercise and fitness, or you could go on the other side of the spectrum and have too much. You need to make sure that you find your Goldilocks level, because every body
right.
is different, so they need to find their level.
Right. Not too hard and not too easy is, kind of the golden rule with that. So, unfortunately, people just associate, I'm going to work out, and they associate with, I want to feel it the next day. And it's really in their best interest for them to listen to their body and ease into fitness so that they're not having long-term repercussions or injuries from the workout they were doing, just trying to improve their life. So,
well, and you talk about waking up the next morning. Some people, they wake up the next morning from a workout and they're not sore, and they're like, oh, it didn't work. Just because you did not wake up super sore the next morning does not mean that the workout wasn't effective. If you're waking up and you are so sore from the leg workout that you did the previous day that you can't walk, you can't sit down and go pee, you can't reach, you can't step out of your car without wincing, what was the benefit from that workout besides kind of crippling you for a day,
Right. If you can't do life the next day, it's really not enhancing your life, and there's no Medal of Honors for getting through that workout.
Exactly.
The next day you can't function as a human being. So
exactly. Yeah. And going for that whole manageable, sustainable fitness, and you push. I've actually done this before, where I just did way too many Nordic hamstring curls. I thought that I was going to go quote unquote beast mode on it and do 3 sets of 10 Nordic hamstring curls. And then I wake up the next morning and I'm like, uh-oh. And it is a learning experience. Everybody has to find their body's happy medium, their Goldilocks, their balanced and healthy lifestyle. But once you reach your max, you got to kind of take that mental note.
Right. Well, and really, too, finding workouts that you enjoy, that are a good match for your body, because, if you enjoy the workouts and you feel good from the workouts, that's motivating in and of itself to continue doing that movement that you're doing. It's a positive thing in your life.
Exactly.
Rather than a dread.
Exactly. And, you want to have that thing that you look forward to, exercise can be such a remedy for a lot of people's stress. You know, they look forward to going to the gym. They look forward to going to their studio. But, you know, you have to have that certain level of joy and that certain level of want to, you know, to make it something that's going to be sustainable and something that is going to be long-term and manageable. So talking about, you know, is your fitness doing more harm than good? You know, are you going to be able to sustain this for a while? Are you thinking about down the line whenever you age, you know? Because these things need to be thought about. How are you going to affect that? Are you thinking about the long-term effects of your fitness?
Well, I think that's an important point because years ago, I had been participating in a kickbox class, which I loved. But looking around the room at the participants, you know, one woman that was in there had a fractured wrist, and she had it in her head that that was where she needed to be, and was developing further injury to her wrist. And I was finding that the motions and the movement of the class was just irritating whatever I had going on from my past life as a gymnast and on cheer team. So I came home and was starting to notice, okay, this class really isn't enhancing my life. This is causing me to be worn down and sore and developing further injuries. So you need to find an activity that's going to be a positive effect on your life and you look forward to doing.
Well, and I mean, what we're talking about right here is the overload principle. I mean, you have a PRE, a progressive resistance exercise. You're trying to, you know, progress in your fitness, but there's a Goldilocks to it. You need to have that small and steady, you know, I know in running, you know, you're thinking about 10% increase each week. Same thing applies with any sort of fitness. You're trying to slow and steady increase your fitness so that it is manageable and sustainable. And I think that that's the key here, is manageable and sustainable.
Right.
Thank you so much for coming on today for this short little discussion on positively balanced conversations. I really look forward to our next one, which should be shortly. Thank you so much for bringing your wisdom and insight and experience.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
All right. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining us for our first Positively Balanced conversation. I hope you will join us next time as Amanda and I discuss another topic related to exercise, movement, and activities of daily living. If you would, like, share, and comment your opinion of this podcast below. We would love to know your feedback and look forward to hearing from you.